Hi guys, I'm Billy, and welcome back to another video I'm doing on the high-end PC enthusiast component build. And for those of you that have not seen my unboxing videos, what I'm doing is I'm taking all the top technology components and I'm putting it all on one PC. Okay, so I'm going to run into some problems along the way, and we'll have to figure it out when I get there. And on this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and do a teardown on the RTX 2080 Ti, and I'm going to get the PCB out of it, and I'm going to attach an EK Vector RGB Plex nickel water block, and along with the nickel backplate. All right, so I'm ready to get started. Okay, the first thing I do is I get a mod mat and I put that down before I start handling anything. And the one I have is from ModRite. It costs like 50 bucks, but you can buy them for $15. And what it is, it'll have your grounding strap. You would hook this onto your PC and hook this onto your wrist, and then it's they're both connected to the mat itself, so it helps ground everything out, so you don't have any static electricity. So let's see here. And as far as the tools that I have, what I'm going to be using is the iFixit Electronics Teardown Toolkit. It's on ifixit.com. It's magnified. Okay, or magnified. It's magnet. Okay, I'm going to need a really small Phillips here. It might work. Okay. Take this out. All right, I'm gonna have to flip this over on the back. Let's see here. And let's see. All right, so there's a bunch of little tiny screws. I'm not really for sure if you can see the little tiny screws that's on camera. But it starts out with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Looks like there's 13 small screws. Then you got the main screws, large ones here. And then you got 2 more that are on the edge here. And then I have to flip it around and get these 4 larger screws, I believe that's on this PCI bracket. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start this. These screws are very, very tiny. Oh. Let me get a better fit on that. There we go. Uh-oh. Already running into problems. So that's on there with some Loctite. And it's going to have to come out of there. These screws are very very soft. Let me get something else to fix that, fit that a little better. Come on, baby. Phew, got it. Yeah, see why. It's got that coating right there on the screw. Okay, so hopefully this thing will wiggle off here. Let's see here. It's a little more difficult than it is in the movies. Oh, here we go. Am I missing? Let's see, did I get all of them? Yeah, I did. Okay. All right. So, we've got quite a few thermal pads, as you can see. And if you also can't help from seeing is all of the PCB itself, all the SMC, the semiconductors. Let's see here. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put it where it's supposed to be on the back plate here. Okay. Now, where those screws were, the screws that I just took out, they were screwed into these standoffs. And so I'm going to have to switch this out and put something in there for a standoff. I believe that's a 4mm. Yes, 4mm. So I'm going to have to be very careful not to touch these SMCs or any damage at all to the PCB itself, of course, or I'm out $1,284. So I'm going to go ahead and take these screws out. These screws had they're spring loaded. Oh, that one. Okay, that one's not coming out right now. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle and work myself out here. Because there is, I believe there is some pressure here on the PCB being screwed in. Okay, and I'm just going to work my way out. Some of these are snugged in pretty good. Okay, I think this thing here is supposed to wiggle apart. I think. Let's see. Definitely not. I have to take. Okay, I had to change batteries. Okay, so what we have here is I have to get this wire off the back of it here. There it comes. There we go. All right. Notice the ton of thermal pads. Oh my God. Let's see. Okay. So this stuff has to come off. Okay, so I'm going to take these off. Some thermal paste. All right, so I have to clean this thing up, and so I'm going to start off. Okay, so I have this Arctic Clean thermal material remover. Clean. Okay, now I need to place the thermal pads here on the memory modules. Notice this one right here is bare. Not for sure why. Alright, now I'm going to peel this backing up off the thermal paste, or the, the thermal pads. If I don't take this off, it's not going to do its job. It's a coating, a little strip. Okay, so I need to finish putting the thermal pads on here, so I have to do these coils right here and then the MOSFETs. So the coils there and the MOSFETs. I have to cut everything. Going to need to cut this. I have not cut this yet. Okay, so now it is thermal paste time, and I'm using this thermal paste. It's called Cryonaut from Thermal Grizzly, and I'm really up in the air about doing it by directions. It says here to spread it on, but just like so. But it's just that I feel more comfortable by using the dot method, but the pea-size method. But nevertheless, I'm going to go for the directions. So I'm going to try to use this stuff here according to direction. And if I don't like it, then I'm cleaning it all back off again and do it the way the pea-size method, like I feel more comfortable with. But first I'm going to do it by direction to see if that works. If I see any bubbles, I'm redoing it. I'll tell you that right now. I really don't like the way this is going on. Okay. It's going better. Okay. Okay, I had to switch batteries there. So I've got this spackled on, and like I said, I like using the P method, but I've never used this stuff, and it did very well in the testing and stuff. So I figure I would just try this by direction. Seen another guy use it by direction, and he had really good results, so I did the same thing. Okay, now I need to put this onto the water block. It's ready to go. So I have the thermal pads on, and I have the thermal paste on it, and it's ready to go. All right, here we go. Oops. So these already have around the GPU, they already have washers on them, so no need for that. Okay, now I'll start here from the core here and work my way out. And I can tell that I really don't want to put that much pressure on it. I mean, you know, if you got, for one, you're working with a PCB, and then, you know, a circuit board with all kinds of semiconductors on it. But another, you got plastic washers, so that should tell you something right there. Do not torque. Okay, I found out that you cannot just go off the directions. Whenever I go by the directions and I start to put the back plate on, I can tell right now that, you know, there were screws in the way, and you can't screw into a screw. Okay. So don't be the typical guy and just start screwing away. Okay, that's not gonna work. And who knows, maybe it was just me. Maybe the way they're putting the screws in, that it's with back plate and all. So some are with back plate, some are not. This is going to be fun. Putting a washer under here. Okay, I do believe I am ready. Let me put these things in perfect. Oh, I'm not ready. I have to put thermal pads on this thing. Now I'm ready to put it on. Okay guys, just to let you know, I thought I'd lost the screws. I didn't think that EK had sent me the screws, but just to let you know that the screws for the back plate are in the box. And how I missed it, I did a search on the internet for that size of screw and the forum came up. Another guy was having the same problem as I was, and it comes to find out that the EK backplate box, the screws are at the corner of it. And when I say corner, I mean the bottom of it. So there is a false bottom on it. The false bottom is like probably just a 1/4 inch from the opening on the other side. So I had to go to the other side and get the screws out that way. I went for like 2 days thinking I didn't have the damn screws, and so it was a little tricky. So but here is the finished product on getting the water block onto the 2080 Ti. Now I'll let you look at it here. Okay, that's all I have here for the RTX 2080 Ti teardown and the assembly of the EK water block. And if you guys like the video, I'd appreciate if you put a like on it, and if you dislike it, then put a dislike. However, if you do dislike it, then I'd appreciate some comments, and that way it'll help me on the future videos. And also, I would really appreciate if you guys subscribe to my channel. That'd be much appreciative. So until then, I'll see you guys here on the next video. Thank you.